So I went shopping the other day and I saw a 4K Ultra HD TV that were 50-inch with Fire TV built in for under £200. So I thought, I've got to get it and I've got to try it. And that's what we're going to do now, right? So that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's crack on. Right, so this was one of those where I went shopping with the wife and I went wandering, and at the front of Asda I saw this TV sat there and it was £195. Now they did have some other Polaroid TVs in there that had Roku and Android TV built in, but these were slightly more expensive. But we like Fire Sticks anyway, and this one was the cheapest, so it's a win-win. Now it tells us a bit about it on the box, but what do we get inside it, and is the TV any good? And also, this is from Asda in the UK. In the US, I'm guessing it's Walmart. Let me know if you get these kind of TVs there as well. Now inside the box, we get the TV itself, and we've got some rubber feet. I think this is for the bottom of the stand. We've got the power cable. This is about 1.5 meters long. We've got the power at the bottom there. As you're looking at the front of the TV when it's on the wall or on the stand, it comes out of like the right center of the TV. And then on the side, we've got 2 USB ports, an aerial, Ethernet, 3 HDMIs, one of those being eARC. We've got a headphone jack and an optical. And once again, as you're looking at the TV, these come out of the left side. It does come with a stand, but I'm not going to be using that because I'm going to wall mount it. I saw this TV bracket in there for 20 quid, so I got this one. Comes with a couple of batteries, which is always a nice addition, and then the remote itself is absolutely massive. It's huge. There's a lot of buttons on there, as you can see. There's a few quick keys. There's some way you can use for your normal TV stuff as well. It's a big chunky thing, but what I've got to say is I don't mind it. And another good thing is you ain't going to lose that. So that's what you get inside the box. I brought it down to the office. I've put it on the wall. And it comes with a plastic film on it as well. I decided to leave this on for a bit because no doubt I'd get fingerprints on it. And when I first turned it on, you can see it says Polaroid Fire TV. And then it asked me to go through a setup process and get it logged into Amazon and all that sort of stuff. Once I'd done that, it started downloading a software update. And then once it fully started up, got that plastic peeled off. And as you can see, it's like you've got a Fire Stick built into the TV. Now I'm guessing I've not got to show you how a Fire Stick looks. It basically makes your TV into a smart TV. But you haven't got to plug a Fire Stick in or anything. You can download apps directly to the TV from the Amazon App Store, and yes, you can sideload as well. Something that did surprise me though was the remote. It was much more responsive than I expected. Every time I pressed something, it did it instantly, and I didn't expect that from this at all. Now if you long hold the home button, we get a few options down the right hand side. So we've got program guide, inputs, display mirroring, apps, a sleep timer. We've got the picture, and then we've got sound. Now inside picture, we can see we've got Dolby, and then we've got brightness and contrast. Those are grayed out, and this is because they can only be changed if you're actually watching a video. So if you're watching something inside an app like YouTube, you can adjust them in there. Or I'm guessing if you're using such as the aerial or a connected TV device. The sleep timer could be a handy feature for some people because you can set a timer for when the TV will turn off. Good for if you're using this in bed. And then we can see if we go into sound as well, it also says Dolby in there. But that's the TV plugged in setup with nothing else plugged in. But what's the picture like? I've got to admit, I was very surprised. I thought it were going to be at least a little bit blurry, not as much detail, and it were actually really crisp. Now if you press picture on the remote, you've got a few different options such as standard and vivid. If I change it to vivid, this really makes the colours pop, especially like the greens and that, they become really bright, and some may think too bright. And then if we just check the picture quality inside YouTube, you can see it is playing back in 4K. Now I opened up the curtains on the double doors here, so I made the room really bright, and I could still see the TV sound, so it is bright enough for very bright rooms. And something else that surprised me when playing back YouTube, sometimes you see these as being very stuttery, especially on like cheaper devices, whereas this one played content really smooth, which is something else that surprised me. And yeah, I was hoping for £195 I could really say some bad things about it, but me personally, I'm quite happy with it. Now the sound is another thing. The speakers, well, I'll just show you a couple of clips now.
His exploits are legendary. Alpha repeat 4, Alpha window status teams on all sides.
Now I've got to bear in mind this office is about 3 meters by 3 meters, so I'm guessing it's going to appear louder than it would in a big room, but they were mega loud. I think the highest volume I got up to were like 60, and I thought, I'm not turning it up anymore because it's going to bust the speakers. And then if I move the camera back away from the TV to the other side of the room, you can see it is a 50-inch TV. When I've got the camera up close, it does look massive, doesn't it? But back in the day, a 50-inch TV used to be massive, didn't it? And now I think that looks like a waiting room in a dentist, the TV they'd have. Now, I've tested a lot of TVs in the past with Fire TV built in, and I've got to say, this one, it's not bad at all. We know with Polaroid, they're usually long-lasting TVs, they're durable. I know my wife's nan and granddad's had a Polaroid TV for I think about 10 years now, and it's still going strong. Obviously, when you're going to such as like your Amazon's own TVs, like the Omni, I tested this a long time ago, and that is a good quality TV, but you're paying for it as well. And also, I was watching the video back, and look at the size of my face. It looks like someone's drawn a face on a balloon. I didn't think I'd lost that much weight, but Jesus. You don't realise, do you? But yeah, it's just one of those where I bought this TV and I thought a lot of people might see this and think about buying it. So I'm going to make a video so if you're one of those people, you know what you're getting. But also I've got to say, is it worth the money? Absolutely. £195. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. No one's asked me to make this. I've paid for it out of my own money. But I do like it when I find a bargain, and I think this is one of them. Something to note, though, is over time, TVs with Fire TV built in can tend to become a bit slower at navigating and launching apps. But this isn't always the case, but it could be, but we'll not know until we've been using this for some time. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. I always love to see them. And that's it for this one. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da!